Hello everyone and welcome to this 50 subscriber special and also the start of a new series where I cast your games. So if you want me to cast one of your solo queue games, just put your solo queue ID, your summoner name in the comments and maybe also tell me which game you want me to cast and I will do my best to cast your solo queue game. However, I want to put a disclaimer here saying that I'm probably not the best at casting solo queue games, but I'm trying my best because I want to learn. So in the first episode of this series, we are casting a summoner with a summoner name that you've probably been told to suck a lot in solo queue. It is the summoner called Tasty Dick, a very good view of mine. And this game could very well, as we get into it right now. Let's see. I have to put this one. This game could very well be a banger because we have Tasty Dick in the bottom lane going up against something you've probably also been told in solo queue. He's going up against Can't Get Late. And well, it probably sums a lot of us up if you talk about how we've been treated in all chat in solo queue, right? So as we go into this game, there's a lot to talk about. We have two players AFK from the side of red team. That's a great start to a game, right? And we have Kai'Sa and Lulu going for some early game damage onto the turret. Let's just call this strategy special, just to be kind. Let's just call it special, right? But if we talk about the team comp for a second, we have Tasty Dick on the Misfortune with a U-Smile on Syra in the bottom lane for blue team. This is a very aggressive bottom lane compared to the side of red team with Kai'Sa and Lulu. So Tasty Dick should have the advantage in this bottom lane. Generally, the team comp for blue side is very early game oriented. If you talk about the bot lane and the mid lane, also with the Blanc, and they're going to need a lot of help from the jungler Nocturne probably, and that is the problem with picking Nocturne jungle, because you want to obviously power farm until you get level 6. Here where Nocturne takes away his red buff. Yeah, finally. And then you have a Malphite top lane, which I like it together with this comp because, well, you have early game oriented mid and bottom lane, so obviously Nocturne, as he gets his level 6, you want to just roam around bottom mid lane. Here where we have some action bottom lane. Kai'Sa goes in, but there's just level 1 for both lanes, so it probably won't make much. Malphite in the top lane should also have a pretty good time against the Fiora once he gets a couple of armor items. But it can be a rough level 1 to 3 whenever Fiora decides to lunge forward. Also, Victor should have a hard time against LeBlanc, who uses the distortion, lands the chains, and they trade pretty evenly. But again, talking about the team comps, I think the Nocturne could be a problem because he will not be able to offer the same support for his lanes. For his laners that the Nocturne on the side of red team will. So Nocturne could be having, oh no, not Nocturne, but Shaco could be having a field day. Here as again the LeBlanc uses the distortion, goes in onto the Victor, but takes the distortion back out again, and I actually think that he loses the trade. Yeah, he does lose the trade to Victor. But Victor is running low on mana, so this could be a problem. We also have an invade here from Shaco. Gets in, smites the blue buff, and is now on to Nocturne. Uses the fear. Turns his turn onto the Shaco, pops his build shield, and who will die here? This first blood to the side of Malphite. LeBlanc also rolls up, uses the distortion, ignite onto the Fiora, and it's a 2-for-1 for the side of blue team. Also with the first blood going to Malphite, so this is a great start for blue team. They get a kill onto the top laner, who instead of buying another armor item, he actually buys a tier, and they get a kill onto their mid lane LeBlanc. That's great. Meanwhile, we also have some shenanigans going down in the bot lane with Tasty Dick and U-Smile actually looking like they are kind of losing this trade to the Kai'Sa for team of for red team. Back up in the top lane, we have a Malphite now with a tier fighting Fiora, who also got a kill and is back with a longsword. We'll get slow here, and we have Shaco down the bot lane again. There is no support for the side of the blue team from Nocturne right now, so it is a 3 against 1. Use my flashes onto the Lulu, takes down the Lulu. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Will Tasty Dig make it a 2-for-1? And doesn't look like he will. No, instead it turns into a 2-for-1 for the side of red team. Kaiser gets a kill and also a kill onto Shaco. And that's a great start from, or it's a great play for the side for the red team and also for the bottom lane of red team, because getting an early kill onto a Kaiser, well, it kind of evens out this matchup that could actually be very rough for red team, because Misfortune and Zyra can be very abusive in lane. Misfortune, who has her double up, she get hit, and also Zyra, who has the grasping roots, and whenever they get 6 they have the stranglephones as well. But they get another kill onto Kaiser, that's great for them. Should even out this lane a bit. Also leaving Messias here, where again we have LeBlanc going in onto Victor. Distortion is great trade. He's a little low on mana right now. And again, what blue team should be waiting for here is just for the Nocturne to hit this level 6, because he can dive with the Paranoia. They can dive both the Victor mid, they can also dive the Kaiser and Lulu bot lane, as long as they have vision on Shaco and where he is. But so far it's a pretty even start. 9.2k goal for both of the teams, so it's pretty even. Here where red team is pushing in onto U-Smile and Tasty Dig. Zyra lands her grasping roots. And Nocturne is trying to gank a level 4. That's a special gank. Let me just say it like that. Some great waves here for red team, pushing in both in mid lane and also reset the wave in bot. And bot lane just again trading back and forth, and it's very good if you're a jungler. You probably just want to be down here. Here where Malphite uses the Unstoppable Force to go into the Fiora. I don't think he has the damage to take it down, but maybe I'm wrong here. She lunges forward and is now out of danger. This is a matchup that should be very nice for the Fiora, the first couple of levels. But as this game goes on, well, personally, I think that it gets better for Malphite because he's able to build a lot of armor. But then again, I'm not quite sure here as LeBlanc and Victor, they stun each other, because obviously Fiora has a lot of true damage, and also she has the riposte that makes her so that she can parry the Unstoppable Force. So I'm not quite sure about that matchup, but it should be a pretty boring lane. It usually is when there's a Malphite in top lane. So I don't think that's going to be the place where we see the most action. Again, we have a ping bot lane. This looks like Shaco's going down there, but in the meantime, LeBlanc is going in, uses the distortion, ignites Victor, but chooses to go out here, and then Tasty Dig is going down in again in the bot lane. It is again a 2 versus 3, and he goes down Tasty Dig. It's now a 0-2 Misfortune. Can they get the Zyra also? A lot of mana, uses the grasping roots, also hits onto Kaiser, but no kill going the way of Zyra right here. So it's again a 1-0 for the red team. And it just goes to show the power of camming this bot lane. Here as they look to dive the Zyra, lands the grasping roots onto Lulu, goes down, and wow, and it actually ends up being a 2-for-1 for the Zyra, who lands the root onto Lulu, who takes the aggro. And then I actually think that Kaiser also takes turret aggro and gets finished off by the turret. I mean, that's great for Zyra in I think it was a 1 versus 4. Getting a double kill there and dying is obviously the best that could happen for him in that situation. So great move from the side of from Zyra. Here as Fiora gets a plate, red team is reset. Both Victor and bot lanes coming from base, also with Shaco. And now this top lane should push back against or towards Fiora, so she can reset, or either look for some harass maybe onto Nocturne here, who has hit level 6 and should be looking to use that ultimate either mid or bot lane right here. But he is hovering this top side, and they could try and look for something onto Fiora. There is a Unstoppable Force ready to be used for Malphite. instead Nocturne is just opting to take his Grump, and Malphite is pushing in the wave, so this should be a dive if they want to try anything onto the Fiora, but Nocturne is hovering or is moving towards bot side, so I don't think they will make a play here. However, Shaco is moving top side. Whereas U-Smile flashes on top of Kai'Sa and does mid his roots, but lands his Ring of Thorns, doesn't get the knock up, and Kai'Sa uses the Kill Instinct to get onto U-Smile, cancels the auto, uses the Wild Growth onto Kai'Sa, and this looks like it's going to be a 2-for-0 again. Kai'Sa does not end up going down. It's a 2-for-0 for a red team here, and Malphite has to use the Unstoppable Force to get out. And things are starting to look a bit dire for blue team here. 1.5k down, but Nocturne pops the Paranoia, kills the Kai'Sa, and also takes the Lulu with him. Great use of the first Paranoia, and that's really important whenever you play Nocturne. You want to make sure that at least your first Paranoia you get a kill or two, obviously, if you can, because it's an ultimate with a really long cooldown, so you want it to have a lot of value. What we can say is that he waited 10.5 minutes to use his Paranoia, which is quite some time. But okay, he does get a double kill, and he takes blue team right back into this game now, only 500 gold down. Also, this leads to Tasty Dig and U-Smile having some free time in the bot lane, and I think that they will also get the second plate. No, but they at least get one plate here where they run for their life. Kai'Sa is back again with the... and again he kills U-Smile, kills Zyra without any problem here, as Tasty Dig is taking the trade against Lulu and also loses that one. So again it's a 2-for-0 in bot lane to the side of red team, just because Tasty Dig and U-Smile, they decide to stay for the second plate, which they do not get, so that's disaster for blue team. But a great roam for LeBlanc, takes down Kai'Sa with the distortion into her chain, and I also think Lulu should be going down here. Let's see, yeah, and Nocturne hits her with his Duskbringer, so that's great. So while bot lane is not going so good for the side of blue team, mid and jungle is doing a great job. Also, they still have the 1 kill on the Malphite top lane, so he's doing a great job with following the Fiora at least. So there's still a lot of potential for blue team, even though their bot lane is looking pretty rough right now. Tasty Dig, if I have to say so myself, but Tasty Dig wants to play, takes 1, takes 2, turret shot, gets the plate, and Shaco is down here, puts down the Jack in the Box, doesn't need it, just takes down Tasty Dig. While Nocturne gets the first break for blue team, so that is a trade of a kill on the ADC for a Drake. You can say what you want about that, maybe it's worth, maybe it's not, depends if they get the soul, maybe it's worth trade, but I just think that... Let's see what happens here. The bank goes in with the distortion, but before she is stunned by the gravity field, she goes out again. Zyra alone on the turret. Will they die for her? Lands the grasping roots. It's pretty low now. Whereas Shaco is in again, and we have Nocturne mid, uses the Paranoia, gets onto Victor, who flashes away, and the Nocturne dies on his way out. And then, wow, we have action in the top lane. Again, we have Malphite using the Unstoppable Force to get on top of Fiora. Will Fiora die here? Shaco clone dies, and they will get 2 extra plays here with Herald. But what is happening in top lane right now? Fiora is not dead, so is Malphite. Let's see here, Malphite flashes on top of the Fiora. But once again, she can lunge to safety, and she does not go down. A pretty aggressive Malphite. But I guess that's why he bought Tia first item. He wants to play this lane very aggressive. Here he goes for a second play. Shaco once again up here. Jack in the Box into his shift. Malphite takes aggro from turret and he goes down. I have to say it's a very great start for Shaco. Speed May V2. 5 kills in 14 minutes as this early game jungle. It's great. He's really taking advantage of the fact that the blue team had a very aggressive bottom lane, so it just kept going down there. Here where they look for a death push onto Kai'Sa, but they do not kill the wild growth safer. Now instead they opt to go for Lulu, and also doesn't kill her. Tasty eats a turret shot, but the bot lane of red team gets out safety. Shaco is down here instead, goes in this and is now behind. Looks like it could be a double kill. He gets the misfortune, but Cyber gets out safety. LeBlanc is also down here. LeBlanc gets a kill, Shaco gets a kill. It's a 2-for-1 in the bot lane. Surely this time Fiora won't get out, but it looks like she's out again. There's no unstoppable forces, there is no paranoia, they were both used. Fiora, she gets out for free, that's great for her. LeBlanc, I think she knows that, yeah, she definitely knew that Shaco was there, but the Shaco is just so strong right now. Takes down LeBlanc, no problem at all. And this Fiora, she just won't die. You can send 2, 3, 4 men up to her. And what has happened mid lane? Both turrets down after 15 minutes. That's not just a Victor taking a tier 1 mid turret. It's also a tier 2 after 15 minutes. And this should spell a lot of trouble for blue team right here. Victor is now roaming top. This could be bad for Malphite. There's no ultimate on him. There's also no ultimate on the Nocturne. I think they just want to get out here. Instead he tries to bait. Doesn't get stunned by the gravity field. Let's see what happens here. I should go down. No. Malphite gets out to safety and no one goes down here probably because of the lack of ultimates. Malphite still hovering around. Here as LeBlanc goes in. Distortion lands a chain and just kills the Victor even without using her ignite. Great roam for LeBlanc in this situation. Also 4-1 at this point. So there's potential for this LeBlanc to take over the game. Our protagonist, Tasty Dick, it's not really going so good. But okay, you can tell that he can turn it around. A 0-6 can easily turn into a 6-6 with a couple of good team fights here and there. So there is still potential. Obviously, he's 2 levels down. U-Smile, the Cyrus support, also a level down. But again in the middle, oh, let's see. Here lands the Strangle Thorns, also the bullet time connects onto Kai'Sa, but she survives with half HP even without the wild growth from Lulu. So this just shows that the bottom lane of blue side is really not that strong right now. Malphite pops the Unstoppable Force onto Fiora. She says, okay, I'm just gonna pop the Grand Challenge onto you, Malphite, and again no one goes down in top lane. But again, LeBlanc has made her way down to bot lane and she gets a kill onto the Lulu right now. It's a 5-1 LeBlanc, and that's really an early game character who is taking over the game. Tasty Dick here looks like he will go down and he will turn his way back to Fountain. And instead of being 0-6, he is now 0-7. See, this looks like red team here is looking for a Drake. Should be pretty free. They will also get a bot turret, and this Shaco, he's 9-1. He is taken. Well, let's see what happens here. Nocturne goes in. Will he kill the Kai'Sa or will she get out for free? See, he does hit the stride, no, what's it called? The Duskbringer is what's it called, and he takes down the Kai'Sa. Here, U-Smile walks into trouble and he's dead again. It's just a 3-6 support. Shaco pops his what's called his Humus and Ghostblade on the way out for some reason. Decides to back now, 10-1. Things are looking good. So we now have blue team without a top tier 1 turret, without a bot tier 1 turret, and without 2 mid turrets. Only 19 minutes into the game. Gold is not looking too good either. It's 5k down for a blue team here. So what can they do to get back into this game? Well, they do have a very strong pick combo. They have both the Malphite, Nocturne, and the LeBlanc. So I think what blue team should be looking to do here is to find a couple of bushes inside the jungle of red team or around these objectives and just to wait for red team to walk into them, because they do have a lot of single target damage then that they can use to pop the members of the red team with. And they also have good levels on their mid laner, their jungle is also doing decent, and also the top laner. The only problem right now for blue team is this bot lane. Yeah, Nocturne uses the unstoppable force, but Fiora does have a parry. However, she does get feared by Nocturne and they do end up taking her down. Whereas Nocturne, LeBlanc is forced to flash to safety, There's a ping coming down here in the top river for Nocturne. He wants to get the skull, but knows he can't because Shaco is up here. And Malphite doesn't want to help him. He wants to get his first turret in the top lane. Nocturne in his jungle, gets jumped by Shaco and Nocturne and goes down in half a second. We have U-Smile flashing on top of Kai'Sa again. Does land the Strength of Thorns. Tasty Dig also lands a bullet time, but that was a very weird flash for Zyra. Probably just a failed flash, but happens. We all misclick once in a while. And LeBlanc is down here again. This guy knows how to play this. Very early game oriented character. Roams all the way onto bot. This is the 10th time he's down here, but will he get a kill? No, he does not. Tasty Dig and LeBlanc, they decide to focus different players. However, Kai'Sa does end up going down to the unstoppable force. Can Malphite get a second here? It's a big shield for Lulu. Pops the Whimsy to get out, but Malphite flashes on top with his shields. He ends up getting killed, dances a little before he goes down to the turret. So it ends up being a 3-for-2 for the side of red team. Again, a great trade for red team. Saved a bit by blue team with wait. And while all this went on, I think that Fiora and Shaco maybe two-maned the Baron. I didn't even see it. So it's a Baron buff up. It's a Baron buffed red team right now. Fiora takes down the tier 2 top turret. Wow, I did not see this at all while they were fighting bot lane. Fiora now also taking the top side jungle away from Nocturne. Nocturne does not land the fear, he gets parried by Fiora, but now they want to kill it. They know she doesn't have a parry, she needs to flash, and she flashes to safety. Nocturne does use the Dustbringer to chase her down. Will they kill her again? Fear's up, no parry, and she goes down to the LeBlanc again. Meanwhile, Zyra goes down again to Shaco. And at this point, U-Smile and Tasty Dig, they are competing to see who can die the most in this game. 8 death on both of them, 16 death bot lane in 22.5 minutes. It's not great. Here's Malphite is fighting without his ultimate, but the Paranoia is used to help blue team. They take down the Victor. However, Nocturne is also down. Kai'Sa used the Killer Instinct to kill another one. Lulu goes down to the Distortion and Chains, and it is Tasty Dig against Kai'Sa, and once again the Kai'Sa wins the trade. Another kill for red team here. Let's take a look. It is once again a 3-for-2 for the side of red team, and they just keep on winning these trades. And it does look like, well, again, we have to say that LeBlanc is still very strong for blue side, and she is probably at this point the win con, because, well, a lot needs to change for this misfortune to be relevant again. But red team, they take the dragon, and they are now just one break away from the Chemtech Soul, which, well, since this is pre-season, the Chemtech Soul is extremely broken right now. Fiora goes in, pops U-Smile, Zyra is dead, but she doesn't have a parry now, and she goes down to Malphite once again. 5 kills onto this Malphite, and he is going to be a tanky problem for the side of red team. Whereas again, LeBlanc goes in, followed by the Unstoppable Force, and looks like Nocturne wants to use the Paranoia, but maybe he isn't in range and he's not popping. He pops the Paranoia there, but Wild Growth is there to save the Victor. Nocturne does go down, and here comes Shaco. Malphite does also go down. Tasty Dick is caught a bit in the middle of everything. Is the Killer Instinct available to use? It is not. Yes, it is. Kaiser goes in with the Killer Instinct, takes down Misfortune, takes down LeBlanc, and it is a 4-0 for the side of Red Team. And it really does look like there is no coming back for this one. They should be able to take down the mid-tier. They should be able to take down the inhib here where Kaiser. Wow, that's a lot of damage onto Syra. Syra goes down once again. It's now 10 death for both the support and the AD carry of blue team right here. Red team, they take down the inhib. Will they try and look for the end? It looks like Victor and Lulu wants to end. Shaco's also persuaded to help. Wow, that's a word. Shaco wants to help, but they do decide to back off this turret here where Malphite is teleporting in the mid lane. This could be a very good flank, but it looks like he is 1 against 4 right now. Riot jumps the Nocturne, use the Paranoia into bullet time. Will he go down to Misfortune? He does not, and Malphite also kills the Lulu, so it is a 2-0 for blue team here, and there is maybe a glimmer of comeback. And this one, still 10k down, 3 Drakes to 1. It will be very tough if Red Team gets the next Drake, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. Nocturne goes back after taking his red buff, decides not to give it over to Misfortune, which is probably a good idea at this point. It's not often that you see a Kaiser trying to go 1 versus 2. She does end up taking down the LeBlanc, and what is with the Syra and the flashes? Kaiser also takes down the Syra, but ends up dying, so it's a 2-for-1 for Red Team again. Kaiser kills 2. And what you can say is, well, it does look good on the paper, that is, it's a 2-for-1, but at this point, is Syra worth killing? I'm not quite sure how much gold she is worth at this point. Tasty Dick looks to be dead again. The Shaco is here, gets a shift to the back, and he's dead once again. It's now 22 death for the blue team's bot lane in 26 minutes here where Malphite looks to be caught out, uses the Unstoppable Force to escape, and he's out of there for free. Oh, not for free, but he only had to invest his ultimate. And well, it is looking really, really rough for blue team now. Even the LeBlanc can't kill Kaiser at this point. What about the items? We have 3 items on Kaiser, 3 items on Victor, 3.5 items on Shaco. Red team's looking really good here where they are going to take the second Baron of the game. Let's see. They will get it for free. They will get the second Baron for free. And it is now an 11k goal lead for Red Team. And what they should probably try and do now is to push down or keep Fiora in the top lane and then just move the rest, the additional 4 members, just move them bot lane. But is this a wombo combo? They do take down Shaco, that's 1,000 gold for Malphite. They also look to take down Kaiser. Will she go down? The GA is popped. Fiora is still top. They also take down Kaiser. No, they do not take down Kaiser. Wow, this fight is a mess. Tasty Dick tries to take down Victor, is stunned, pops the bullet time, pops the double up, and he dies. So it's a 5-4 or 3 for blue team. They do get a lot of gold, and I actually think they win this trade in terms of gold. But meanwhile, Fiora is pushing top, and it looks like this will be the game for red side. Unfortunately, we start this series out with a loss for our protagonist of this episode, Tasty Dick. If she decides to end, or maybe they want to BM and not end the game right here. Let's see, the minions are doing what they can. Nope. Red team, they do end the game. And it's a loss for Tasty Dick, and in this episode, unfortunately. 24 death for the side of blue team and their bot lane. Well, you cannot always win, but it was a pleasure to cast your game, Tasty Dick. Remember, if you want me to cast your game again, or some of your other viewers want to cast your game, you can comment your summoner name in the comments, obviously, and I will take a look at some of your ranked games. And until next time, thank you for watching. Goodbye.